Dear Catherine and Kieran, I might be to blame for Catherine's interest in this training to become a police officer. I have a memory when she was little, maybe 3 or 4 years old. We were at her home in Melfort, the church rectory there. She has on her child's muscle shirt, or at least was sleeveless cotton, maybe something for summer. I look at her, bend down slightly, bring my arms into that classic figure of strength, and tell her, "Look how strong you are." And she smiles. That's my conspiracy theory and why you are now learning to be a defender, which of course was preceded by an enlistment in the Canadian Armed Forces, reserves, and basic training. You did all the weight training and passed the physical fitness courses under the time designated and required, even on a day when your sister Olivia was sick and in ICU. If instead that day I had said something equally true about you, you look beautiful. Perhaps we'd be here today for an occasion of a different career on which you have set your mind and determination. Catherine's character is such that she demonstrated her independence very early in her life. Before her second birthday, I needed to add a hook and eye to the door leading downstairs to the basement because she kept opening the door, not realizing the dangers of the stairs if she were there alone. I took her with me to buy her own birthday present early in January 2000 before she turned 2 years old. A child's plastic table and chair set just her size. She wore glasses from the age of 3 or 4, but one day she didn't want them anymore and went outside to bury them. She remembered where they were, and the two of us went to retrieve them. You took the training wheels off your bike by yourself, having watched me do it a few times, which wrench and where on the bolt to untighten. Also, about the age of 3 or 4, one day we didn't know where she was. I looked in the yard behind the rectory and church. We have a garden there, the raspberries, the fence, and carriganas and lilacs, typical of such churchyards, country or town. She wouldn't have gone through them and gone from the area. I saw that the back door of the church was ajar and thought, this could be where she went. The entrance takes one down a flight of stairs into the hall. Then she would have had to walk past the tables and chairs in the kitchen, the length of the hall to the washrooms, and more stairs, this time up to the main part of the church, half a flight one way, then turn and half a flight in the direction of the back of the church, and the main doors outside. I could see Catherine even as I was still running up. She had her hand on a large brass door handle. It was an old style, awkward to negotiate. It should have been replaced a long time ago and was beyond her strength that she could muster. She was crying. I picked her up, gave her a hug, kissed her, her face wet, held her in her wet clothes. I imagined the stress she felt. I didn't care about anything except that I found her. I was so happy. I found you, I said. Look how grown up you are. You made it all the way here by yourself from the outside, from downstairs. What a big girl big idea you have. Let me hold her, and I wasn't putting her down, and she let me hold her. You were so little to realize that you could retrace your steps back downstairs or go into the church and sit down in a pew. Your independence and strength brought you this far. As far as your dad, I was now the one right here to help you. The next step, to open that door, literally, so that you could keep going. It was the door and the handle that was the problem, not you. You were a little child who could do so very much up to the point of needing a boost, needing a bit more strength to push down hard and even open it on the door. But I found you. and now is able to help you. Perhaps a bit like a lost sheep now to carry you, if not on my shoulders, as that classic artwork, at least in my arms, through the door, down the church steps of our Holy Spirit Ukrainian Catholic Parish, quickly to their rectory, announcing, "Hey everyone, Catherine's been found." Catherine, you are a very sensitive soul. As you showed us that time you heard Rebecca speak about Honduras and wanted to go there. Other ways too we'd see, like from the impressions that movies made on you, and why you wanted to adopt Belle. I remember that evening in November 2017 at the mall, as it was called, in the Royal University Hospital, where I had been admitted. Paul and Doreen were there. You walked up to our table telling us what you had decided to do to get a puppy. Learning your story of how you hurt your elbow, dislocating it, being in that zone of pain for some time, that now, looking back on it, you have no memories of those minutes. You were training, and you had help close by, like what medics and soldiers call the golden hour, or treatment and how quickly it could be administered immediately after the trauma happens. It fit your personality that you kept it all in, and that others around you didn't initially know how badly you'd been hurt. Only later did they say, "That's one time you should have let it all out. Make some noise." You deserved that immediate attention. About some of those childhood movies, there was one popular phrase, "Talk to the hand." Now, hearing from you about some of your training, I think a new phrase that you might be using from time to time could be in order to gain control of a situation, might be, "Talk to the gun." Catherine, we love you. Kieran and Catherine, we love you.